What is going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. If you are returning legend, smash the hell out of the like button. And in today's video, guys, I want to start off with a bit of a realism, kind of bit of an objective look at crypto. So my life as an investor was completely different to my life as being a content creator, an investor, a community leader, because you have more responsibility. And as such, I take it very seriously. Therefore, in the VIP and of course on YouTube, I prep you on a weekly basis of the events ahead. And there was a very important question that was asked in our Discord. And of course, that's what we were talking about in this particular piece, because a lot of people are anxious. Now, let me be very honest with you. The so-called experts, so there is an infiltration of day trading mentality amongst what I call macro investors. So people that got in the bear market that want to sell at the top of the bull market. Typically, you get lots of, oh, today is bullish, tomorrow is bearish. We've got blood moon today, tomorrow we've got blue moon. There's a lot of emotions, right? And historically speaking, it's human nature to fear. We are at $111,000 in Bitcoin. So in that journey from being an investor to a content creator / a community leader, I've just learned to control my emotions a lot more, because you, of course, get a vast array of emotions as well as the market emotions. Therefore, you get a clouded judgment. You start to see things as either boom or bust, do or die. And in desperation, you get added. You start to go into different things. But let's look at the core facts. Let's look at what's ahead of us this week, and then we will talk about this inverse head and shoulders on the daily that will allow us at least to come up and push up to those two previous levels. Of course, then we'll talk about some altcoins as well. Now, this is very important, and it's always very important for me to post this type of content in the VIP community. So we did answer this. We did say that we identified a bullish inverse head and shoulders, okay, which is also known as a bottom head and shoulders, as opposed to the bearish pattern, which is the typical normal head and shoulders. Okay, so we've obviously said, guys, continuation for now. And then we will look at prices or levels where people always say do or die. If we drop below this level, then the bull market is over. Now, the struggle is not over, but those people are talking a lot of garbage. So let's have a look at this. So what do we have this week? We have the PPI numbers. Now, of course, I have shared a previous report on let me have a look. Yeah, I have shared a previous report regarding the PPI and the impact that's going to have. We have the Thursday ECB rates, US CPI Consumer Price Index is also coming up. Okay, last week's NFP and JOLTS reports highlighted a clear deterioration of the labor market, of course. And now the markets are now assigning 100% probability, of course, split between 11% who want a 50 basis points and 11% who want 50 basis points, and of course 89% knowing that the usual 25 will come. Now, I have done videos before that 25 is probably more bullish because there is an existing there's multiple rate cuts for the Fed to do post that. Okay, so we've obviously we've highlighted this on the in our plan. Of course, then later I have shared a significant moment, not only from now all the way to November, in December, including the rate cut. So check out those vital bits of updates in our VIP group, guys. So coming back to the point, the Bitcoin price right now is attempting, but the daily RSI you can see here is at the top. Now, that doesn't really matter sometimes, because we can, in a bullish momentum like we saw there, we can actually push for a consistent period. Now, here's actually, let's zoom out a little bit, because sometimes we just need to be just grateful to just have a look at the larger piece of this move. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is Bitcoin is consolidating at a very, very important level. And this important level, okay, if I just push this red line up a bit, you can see here, this is a significant level and a place where we need to build if we're building a bullish inverse head and shoulders on the daily on a very, very key macro support level, okay, then what happens? We will see prices attempt to reclaim above maybe 113 to about 115. And if we consolidate, they're great. But what I'm looking at is a lot of people are saying the bull market will be over if we break 104. Okay. And I don't believe that. I do believe this is a very important level, but this is a huge area. So people do have to do their research and not just listen and regurgitate what other people are saying about this bull market. Okay. So like I've said, be cautious. Make sure you don't take anything for granted. Hold on to your stable coins. The next 2 weeks could be incredibly interesting, right? We could head down to these levels, guys. Nothing is guaranteed. Like I said to you, that video that I did back in October, early August, I said, man, sell what you can, man. You can go and check it out. Sell what you can. But people, of course, it's difficult when you've been accumulating. So what I'm saying is wear the same big boy pants, accumulate your great projects, and just forget about it. So if that's the case, here is what I'm looking at. So let's talk about some altcoins. Okay, like I said, we're going to continue to do this until the bull market is over, until we see the fat lady singing. And of course, no offense to any fat ladies watching this video, there is always a joke in there. Now, SEI is looking very good. Of course, the daily RSI is coming up to the top. This is the kind of information we need. We don't need all of this. Michael Sellers said, Michael Jordan said, Michael Jackson said, you know, anyone, Tyson, Jordan, Jackson, action, whatever, ridiculous, right? For those of you that know, you know, but we need to talk about real charts and see what is going on. SEI support line is around this 28 cents level. We have dropped below that a couple of times, but not by much. 26. You've got a monumental level here at 24, 25. And I would probably go as far as saying SEI's bottom is probably in. But if we do come down, you're looking at that yellow box. For all the SEI holders, of course, you do love to see this chart. And we have given you, based on fibs, an area of interest, which is around anything from $2.80. Anything from $1.20 to $2.80 would be an excellent place to scale out of SEI. Now, I am in a cheeky long on Aptos. Okay. Like I said, I love charts that show me a couple of bottoms, right? Bottoms up, bottoms in, whatever. Now, this is not for everybody. This is more of a leverage chart, but let me show you APT USD T. Aptos's chart is completely and utterly bottomed, right? It has been a project that has no real performance and no real gain so far. But if you are in the watchful eyes of these projects on a day-to-day basis like I am, I would just not ignore a cheeky punt here, whether you leverage or whether you're looking for a quick 2x flick. This is always, but it happens all the time, these big institutional projects, they don't just die like that, right? They have a certain momentum. Big money comes in. Again, I am not advocating for anybody to go and dip their toes into Aptos. You have no business in doing that if you don't actually understand and believe what this project is. But I just see the chart, like I've put down the chart of World Liberty Finance into the group. Aptos is a very good trade. At the very least, a very good, you know, couple of X's back to this all-time high of $20. I mean, you would absolutely do about 4 to 5X very quickly on Aptos, in my opinion. And that is just my opinion. Now, let's have a look at EtherX, USDT. EtherX is a project on Linear. I was hoping that there were like stuff like links that did really well, but this is absolutely going to be one to watch here, guys. You can already see 38% is proving to be a bit of resistance. And why do I like this one? Well, this is absolutely a banger on the Linear blockchain and gives me the base vibes for Aerodrome Finance. So EtherX is a definite one to watch. Look at the Linear ecosystem. Go take advantage, do some research. I do believe, and of course the VIP group know exactly where I stand. And next one I'm going to look at is Epic. You will not believe what happened to Epic, guys. Epic has been USDT. So let's go Epic USDT. You're going to see something here. Remember we drew a chart weeks ago, right? And we said Epic is going to, this was the original breakout. So if you want to make good money in Epic, you've got to have to wait for this order blocks here, this 68%, 618 level, sorry. And that's the golden pocket. Now, this has been a very, very good support resistance trend. Of course, it peaked under, bounced right off it. It's getting weak again. Let's see if we can break this trend, because Epic would be an epic buy at this level here. This is all good for me. If we go touch this again, that is a generational buy for Epic Chain, guys. Okay, let's have a look at Beam. I did actually post about Beam yesterday on a buy alert. Now, the thing about Beam, guys, is look, a dead man's chart is always superbly interesting. Now, Beam to turn bullish has to come up to these levels, of course, and this is going to be a key resistant area of around this 7 cents. It has actually hit this several times. At the same time, it has also bottomed multiple times in the last 12 months, guys. The last few years, actually. This has done nothing. But remember what I said about Aptos. These institutional coins, like these Merit Circle ones, all they have to do, if the narrative comes, the chances are big money is going to go for, and look at that. I mean, look at that beauty, guys. It's just respecting those Fibonacci levels to an absolute T. So if big money comes in, I could see institutional money coming in and, you know, doing a load up on this. And of course, high level price targets. I mean, comfortably, you should be able to do anything between, say, 12 cents to about 14 cents, 10 cents. Some people even say 30. I know a few content creators on Beam who say 30, 40, 50 cents. You never know, but that is an incredible return from these levels. 70% of a penny right now. And you need to watch that, because you are absolutely buying this asset at its lows. Like, literally, no one's going to say, I am, you know, I feel shortchanged because I bought Beam. Absolutely. You've got to think about, you know, we bought all the way here. You know, I've been buying bits here, but look where you are to the explosive gains to the upside. It is once again telling our community, quality first, degening later. Some of the stuff that we play with, like, you know, EtherX, despite the fact that it's backed by Consensus, MetaMask, and all of that, is still very, very small market cap, right? 54, 55, 56 million dollars. This is an asset, couple of $100 million that will go into the multiple billions of dollars. Okay. SUI is looking good. I mean, SUI is SUI. Like I said, for most people, SUI is not cheap right now. And the reason for that, SUI, we kind of bought SUI at a very, very kind of early stage. And I think that just kind of makes the price more psychological. So I'm not looking to add into SUI per se, but the SUI ecosystem, guys, is going to be your banging friend. So you need to look at the SUI ecosystem, whether you like a meme coin on there, whether you like a layer one, whatever tickles your fantasy, go and check out the SUI ecosystem. All right, so a couple of more things to look at. Sorry, this is the BTC chart. So we're going to have a huge week, guys. So I'd like to show you the charts in different different ways as well. So what you had, guys, is just very quickly, this is the 78-day post inauguration dip. Then what happened? We ripped up and we've made significant gains from those April, May lows. Then we've had the July, end of May, right into June, and towards the end of 26th of June, we had another drop of 11%. The Trump inauguration drop was like 32.7%. Of course, then when this dip came, it was preceded, or afterwards, a massive bounce came, and again we went up significantly. Then we had, or we are in the current dip. The current dip actually went as low as about 11 to 13%, which is about the average of the previous two small dips. This was major. These three are minor, right? These are minor moves in the market. However, if we do see something like that, then it's going to be that's when everyone's going to throw their bags away, right? Like that's when confusion comes into the space, and that's when people actually run away. So what I'm showing you here is you're looking at this, and this all replicated about the same level of dips, okay? And the pumps are pretty, I mean, this was a pretty big pump, but this is going to replicate each other. Now, what we don't want is, we really don't want to see this. We don't want to see this, a prolonged Bitcoin dip. If it comes, do not panic, because the same shit, I guarantee you right now, same thing that happened here is going to happen here for the price to go there. It almost does, guys. it almost does. It's really stupid to look at things in a different way other than for what they are. So let's continue with these charts. Let's have a look at the SUI spot chart. If for some reason my PC is not flicking, let's go to this. Yeah, something's happening with TradingView anyway. So guys, look, I've looked at the charts for a lot of these. Arweave is the same, SEI is the same. A lot of these good, solid projects. Kaspa is pretty much the only one that people were kind of afraid of dipping further. And there were genuine concerns that Kaspa would absolutely need to hold. I've already put this chart for you here. It's got to hold here, right? Kaspa has got to hold that kind of 7 to 6 cents area. I mean, otherwise we are looking at, if Kaspa somehow, God forbid, breaks further down, then it could be very difficult to see anything significant. We don't want to go lower than 5 cents. However, to the upside, again, people are projecting $15, $20. I'd say, if you see $1, take it. If you see $1.50, sell all. If you see $2, $3, take your money, run away like a thief. Don't look back. Okay. The reason I'm saying SUI might be deemed too expensive for people, that is because we bought SUI at the very depths, 70 cents or whatever, this massive breakout. We were here for the party, and that would be our generational buy. So we need 10x to do, we need $7 to do 10x on SUI. Now, could SUI come down a bit more? Potentially. I'm not banking on it, but if it does come down, then we have the major interest here of between like $2.60 to about $2.50. That is on an extreme case. Otherwise, to the upside, at $20 SUI is maximum probably, but there's going to be no air up there for you to sell. Liquidity will get tight. People will be killing each other at the top. You're going to see the herd like the Walking Dead up there. Therefore, sell your SUI from $10 to about $15 and get the F out of the market. That's the most important thing. This time round, people will be round tripping bags. It happens every single cycle, guys. Okay. Let's have a look at a few more crazy ones here. QUBIC. I mean, QUBIC has, what has QUBIC done? QUBIC is at a level What is this $2,000 level? Has it claimed it? Yes, it has, per billion. And this was like at 15, 11. So it kind of stabilized over the years, over the months actually, to get above 2,000 per billion. And what else we got? What else we got? I think that's about it. I mean, I wanted to look at Aptos and a few others as well. Zealous, I mean, this is a degen coin. So unless you like degening, do not go near Zell and these types of coins. Alephium is 1 foot in the grave. Like I said here, there was a major sell-off, and of course the project now looks absolutely diabolical by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, like Maud said, no amount of marketing can change public sentiment, but we do pray and hope that something can come back from here, because that is that's a catastrophe, right? What's Peak saying? Peak. Let's have a look at Peak USDT. Peak is another one of these pre-sale projects that obviously fell off a cliff, fell into a very highly inflationary period of the cycle, and Peak has never really recovered that much at all. However, we are seeing a chart on its knees daily here, showing a bit of promise, just like with the other altcoins. But on the grand scheme of things, it may well be the next cycle that determines how well Peak does, and not this cycle. But if you look at this price consolidation here, that is pretty consistent, and that goes back to multiple months, not even faring that much better last year. So this is a chart that's not looking great. It's not looking good, bruv. But could it have an explosive peak to come back up here? Potentially. But right now, if you're looking to DCA into this one, it's more of a hope that it clicks into gear. The daily inflation is not sustainable, and I think that's what's hampered this cycle. However, I am holding a small bag of Peak because I do believe fundamentally a deep in layer one is obviously is required. And let's have a look at Aether USDT, another very disappointing coin that has done nothing for a very long time, despite the fact that the people that have the nodes have been selling this and they've been making a killing. The checker node inflation is absolutely astronomical, and we know the levels that it needs to climb up to are around that, at least get above 4 cents, 3 cents, and then you have bits of life. But right now there is nothing going on, and a lot of this consistent downtrend from day one is due to the highly inflationary environment, mostly produced by the nodes. So the nodes here, this is a project that was killed because of nodes, in my opinion. They release millions of dollars worth of coins, and that's been the problem. However, because it's one of the few projects in the deep in space that create a lot of revenue, I'm talking about astronomical amounts of revenue, that's why I'm still holding my bag, and that's why I'm hoping to do a very good 10x potentially from this one. Should be possible from $3, from at least get above, probably get to $1, right? If you get to $1, you are a legendary coin this cycle, and then we can look at you on the next cycles. Okay, other coins we need to look at. I mean, look, let's have a look at smaller coins. The gaming, I posted something yesterday. MAVIA, along with the rest, is exactly where they need to be. MAVIA USDT is not doing great because the gaming narrative is not really doing that great. And there you have it. You know, this is a new cryptocurrency compared to what I've actually put there. You know, this was months ago, right? So this was above $1. We're now looking at a totally new cryptocurrency as opposed to this other cryptocurrency that was above $8. So it's going to be a hell of a job. You know, charts don't historically just run, but if it runs, you know, I'd be happy to inject or eject out of this one, $5, $10, 15, whatever. That would be absolutely incredible, bro. 14 cents is an absolute bargain for Heroes of MAVIA, but you shouldn't lose sleep and you shouldn't calculate the profits, you know, for this one, because this one can do anything. Who really knows where it could truly go? And then of course, TAO USD. If you ain't thinking about TAO, guys, there's something wrong with you. Bittensor TAO, if you're not really thinking about this long term, then I think you're just looking at the price. You know, get five of these, get 10 of these. You know, TAO USDT. Look at this bounce, absolutely insane. Of course, like I said before, this level here has to be broken, but it looks like it could be a very, very big support level to do. But if we do, then 250, 260 will be an incredible scoop. Guys, that's all I can squeeze in right now, but I will do a live stream. I will take your questions as always. I'm here to make you money and kick some sense into you. Go practice your selling skills. Go exercise your sell muscles, because what's about to happen to you in the next few months, you may not have time and may write these bags down. And I don't want to hear anyone in my community who's coming back with bags. Sell, sell, sell. Do not listen to, you know, huge influencers. Do not listen to CNBC. Do not listen to what you hear in the news. It's either going to be catastrophe. It's either a bear market or a bull market that continues, and bang, you get caught out in no time. Be happy with what you make and make a collective number that you're happy and willing to walk away with. God bless you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.